So it's my first time in Bologna Fair. I'm going to go for 5 days and 4 nights. The show actually lasts for 4 days. I'm just going to go a day earlier so that I can relax, settle, and just absorb the vibe. Let's go! So I booked my flights and accommodation 5 months before the fair, and I spent a total of £796.78. Here's the breakdown. This actually includes souvenirs, dinner at restaurants every night, and homemade sandwiches for lunch at the fair. So let's chat about navigating the fair. There is a Bologna Children's Book Fair app that you can download. I saw a hall plan, but I couldn't find the Illustrator Survival Corner on there. This is a good tool for planning ahead, like events, but in terms of actually navigation, this is the best thing. The first thing you do is to grab one of these pocket guides. Come here, let me show you. Alrighty, so here is the Bologna Children's Book Fair Pocket Guide 2024. That's the year that I went to. On the index page, it shows the areas the Bologna Fair has. So I was particularly fond of the sticky notes that I've put on. Sticky notes are so important, peeps. Like, use it, use it. So I highlighted maps, the survival corner, some of the illustrator, author cafes, book lover cafe. There was a comic corner. I didn't actually see these yellow tabs until a little bit later. I'm so gutted about it because look, There are showcases, like exhibitions. I thought they were just dotted around. I wasn't sure exactly where they were, but over here it actually shows which halls they were in and the talks that correspond to the exhibitions. Why did I not see this? And also book signing. What? Again, I didn't hear about these except for the Felicita Sala one, and I think it was Franco that I was there for as well. I was like, damn, could it be? Oh, I didn't even know that Beatrix Alamana was going to be signing there. Anyway, another thing of coming across this is also realizing another missed event, life drawing and signing event in the Taiwan Story Island. This was a really cool stand. I didn't take a video of it because I was in awe, I guess, but yeah, it was really cool. Missed it. At the back over here you've got the exhibitors by alphabetical order, exhibitors by country, but what I also really love about this pocket guide that you can't get on the app is this map. It's got this bird's eye view angle. Here's the entrance and it highlights the block that we are in and what areas there are, so very good. So that's like corresponding with that top block. Now whilst we're here, I really want to highlight, it says women's toilets over here, but on the actual day in the hall it actually said men's. I thought that this was the only one for women. It only said women here, so I didn't actually see these toilets. Kesha actually asked, would it be possible to travel with a little one on a trip like this? Thank you for your question, Kesha, and I hope I'm saying it right. I've seen babies in carriers. I didn't see many toddlers. I think they're not allowed. I'd say try and bribe your other carer or someone to help out and, you know, make it a holiday and look after them whilst you're able to really fully indulge in the conversations and the atmosphere. It's a space that you want your full attention to be around, so it's not recommended, but if you don't have a choice, then what can you do? So whilst I was walking around the fair, I also had to think about people with the need for a wheelchair, because I got a couple of friends who do. So that I say, I noticed there are no steps. I know that there was an escalator. I remember seeing a lift, and most of the toilets, they didn't have any steps. The swinging doors, that might be something that you might need help asking someone to open because they're not automatic. I did see a dog in there, and I don't know whether that's because it was their pet. The Wi-Fi there is absolutely rubbish. I highly recommend you find a way of getting internet because it just makes life easier. So on the last day, I noticed there were a cloakroom, so you can actually put suitcases in there. It opens from 9 o'clock to 3 p.m, but I don't know whether that's the timing for the rest of the week. The show doesn't finish until 6 p.m. sometimes. If it closes at 3 p.m, it means that you're gonna have to hold your luggage. Definitely double check on that one, but there is a cloakroom there. So Illy actually asked if there's any recommendations on what to do when we get there. Let me quickly share a little bit about my background so you know where I'm coming from. I'm a self-taught artist and I've been learning through online resources, and I started building this art career as an author illustrator for picture books only a year ago. So my main goal at Bologna Fair is to educate myself about the industry and figure out where my art fits, where I fit. So based on that, my focuses were portfolio reviews, workshop, masterclasses, talks and exhibitions. So you can see how tailored that is, but the Bologna Fair has a lot more than that. So it really depends on what it is that you're looking for from the Bologna Fair. And how do we get these? So with the portfolio reviews and workshops I shared in my last video, I was going through Eventbrite. You have to be really quick on it. But if you're like me and you didn't get a ticket for the ones that you wanted, there is another way. You rock up to the fair, you sign on the waiting list for the portfolio review and the workshop that you want to go for on that day. But you're only allowed one of each, and you need to do that every day for any of the other portfolio reviews and workshops that you want to go to. But again, if you can't make it, there is another way. So with the portfolio reviews, you can actually email publishers, agents in advance to see if they can book you in a session at the fair. Also, queuing at the stand. If there is a particular publisher or an agent stand that you want to see, you can either ask them or look out for a poster or their Instagram post. Here's the date and time, and you just rock up. First come, first served. The queues over here are crazy. I actually went to a couple and I didn't take any photos, but shout out to Oshi, my new friend that I met at the Bologna Fair, who lent me this photo. You see the queue. It's, you know, some of these queues, they go round the booth. I went to 3 portfolio reviews like this, only got in one. It was the quickest portfolio review ever. It's a great opportunity to meet other creatives. Usually they just cut it off to say, hey, we're going to see the last person from here. Now with the workshops, still hang about before the workshop starts, because if people don't turn up or there are spaces at the back, you can go in, or sometimes people just hang out like in the entrance area and just listen in. This is where the collapsible chair really helped. I was able to make a seat for myself if there was space. For the rest, masterclasses, talks, exhibitions, they're just open to public. First come, first served. I ended up going to 2 workshops, 11 masterclasses and 5 portfolio reviews. The workshops that I went to were good, especially the character design one. That one blew my mind. I learned so much and I felt like I've taken tools from that. The person who actually ran it, Eric Telford, I felt that because he teaches, there was a bit more of a structured step-by-step to it. So with the portfolio reviews, I learned a lot from them, but I can imagine someone with less confidence in themselves would be taken back. If it was me 10, 20, 30 years ago, 30, that's, I was only 4 at 30. Some of the reviews that I got, they were really cutthroat. They were like, I want to see ideas, there's nothing here. You know, it was like that. That kind of also taught me a lot, like where I need to be in industry standards. Take them with a pinch of salt if they don't vibe with you. They are a person, they are on a time schedule. You are not the only one that they're going to see. They only have 5 minutes. They don't know your background as much as you do. So buckle up, okay? I'm just giving you a warning. Buckle up. Just take it by the chin. This is just the industry, not the creative industry only, but any industry. They're just like cutthroat in out, okay? And my battery's dying. Just bear me a sec. Okay, and we're back. I really want to highlight some of the portfolio reviews that I had that were really useful. Elizabeth Dunbar, I actually didn't even sign up to her. I wasn't even on the wait list for her. She literally just raised her hand up and said, hey, I still got energy for one more and I've finished with my list. Is there anyone who's interested in a portfolio review? And because I was sat there waiting for someone else, I was like, yes. It just kind of goes to show, like, right place, right time, see the opportunity, just go for it. Don't think, just go. And she turned out to be really great. She was really constructive with her feedback. She actually gave me feedback based on the work that I showed her. Oh, the layout could be better. You can try this. These images I've seen before. There's something about this one. Maybe go into her a little bit more. Maybe this style a little bit more. It actually gave me constructive feedback and worked with me on where I am at present. And that was really kind of Elizabeth to do that, so thank you. So another portfolio review that I really liked was Lucy from Luddington Creative. She was sat in a space where the illustrators can actually listen in. About 60% of her reviews, she said, look, I'm not going to be able to see anyone after the main list, so if you're on the waiting list, then I'm not going to be able to see you, sorry. But she still allowed me to sit there and listen in. This is where the collapsible seat also really helped. But I decided to stay because I think it was really valuable just to hear someone else's portfolio feedback. And I noticed that Lucy spoke louder. At the end, she actually turned around to me and gave me her card and said, hey, I didn't get to see you today, but if you want to send me your portfolio, I can have a look at it after the fair. And that was super, super generous of her. Like, how human is that? Like, how nice is that? These two reviewers, you can really feel the care that they really want to help the creatives. So I mentioned in my previous videos that I've been to exhibitions before. These are like no surprise to me. So seeing how big and tall and how much information, have your lanyard, right? Customize one side, have the other side as the ticket, put the business cards inside. Always have your notebook with you and a multi-coloured pen because you never know when you need another colour. Sticky tabs, so you can literally just make notes as you go along. Another essential to this is a stapler. Can I just quickly show you? Like, I really like this stapler. At the back, it has a stapler remover and it has a little compartment here and it's got a refill. area to put spare staplers. This notebook, it was a lifesaver. It was really, really important. I will be meeting people, stapling their postcards on there straight away, and actually just writing notes by the end of the day, because if you're anything like me, I forget everything. Bring a notebook, bring a pen, don't assume that you'll remember anything, and just keep on jotting it down. And plus, there's just something really satisfying with a thick notebook like this. I really like the illustrations on the business cards, and because I recognise people through illustrations, it might be better to use tape and tape it straight away, but I don't know how quick that is compared to, you know, a stapler. So might experiment with that next time round. So that's what I actually had in my hands whilst I was going round the fair. I actually bought a rucksack at first. It was not as handy as later on I found with a tote bag combined. Even on the first day I realised that this doesn't make any sense. I actually need to take my portfolio stuff out quick. So let's talk about my tote bag first. That is the things that I needed at hand. I've got my water bottle. I've heard that there were fountains inside the fair, but I couldn't find any. They said that the toilet water, the tap, you could drink from, but that there wasn't a sign. I wasn't sure, and it just felt really unhygienic. That is where, you know, people kind of clean their hands after doing their business, and here I am like grabbing water from that to drink. It's a sketchbook that nobody actually asked to look at, and nor did I have the courage to take out and sketch. Pocket guide, 3 dummy books, and my printed portfolio, a pack of mints. These are so good. We got them at the supermarket, and this was a really good pouch. I kept my business cards in there just for easy access. So I had a wad, so I can just be like, pew. So that is what I had in hand, and this is a tote bag that I got from Bologna Fair. Thank you, Claire, for giving this to me. Right, okay. Next, the rucksack. So in here, they're more of my emergency or backup items. So I got my digital portfolio, the collapsible chair. Oh my goodness, like this was a good buy. Like when I needed to sit, this was the thing. Like, I needed this. I actually had another wad of business cards in here just in case I needed to refill the ones on my tote bag. And if you're thinking about it, or if you haven't thought about it, bring a collapsible lunchbox, because if you don't, this is what happened to my sandwich. On the side of the bag, I have a spare bag, reusable bag. You never know when you need a reusable bag. Besides that, in my front pouch, I have wipes as well as tissues, a highlighter, fine liner and a Sharpie, extra pens, spare battery and the cable, you just never know, some headbands, balm, medicine just in case, and a bag holder. Just in case it's a bit groggy down, you know, on the floor. You just never know the state. Saying that, the toilets were really clean and they did have lots of toilet roll. I thought it was going to be warm, but it was actually quite cold. I really wish I had brought my jeans with pockets. Instead, I used my coat, which had pockets. So pockets are a must. That's where I popped these items in, my stapler and a pen or two.
saw some really amazing books, but I just didn't have enough space in my suitcase to put all of them, nor the weight. So here are the couple that I picked up. First one is my friend's published book, like Catherine Booth, and also Julia, yeah, the author. Beautiful illustrations. This is Being Hugo, right? I absolutely love this book. It's, the art in it is so vibrant and textured. The colours, just everything really goes, and it's about this little kid, Hugo, going through different emotions and then figuring out that we all feel the same. This one is by Sergio Olivotti and Julia Pastrino. I'm so sorry if I hacked your name. It's just beautiful, beautiful book. Dim Palace by X-Fan. It was inspired by Midnight Kitchen by Marie Sandak, and yeah, just the illustrations of it was just so beautiful. I've got to show you the cover. Like, okay, I love the jacket, but look at this. It's like the actual menus that you get when you go to a Chinese restaurant or a takeaway. And last but not least, it's in Italian. I can't read it, but this is the power of illustrations, literally. Like, you can really go through the story without reading it to understand the story, and this kind of represents how good the illustrator is. So this is actually, I think there is an English version called Walnut, and the illustration is by Felicita Sala. Amy Joan Paquette? I'm sorry. Can we just also appreciate Felicita Sala's signing here? Like, she actually doodles on them. So I really hope you found this video useful. The next one I'll be sharing my thoughts, summary, things that I've learned, and a couple of tips about Bologna Fair. So stay tuned. Until then, I really hope you have a lovely week. Stay true to yourself and catch you in the next one. Goodbye!